Welcome back. We are here with Chat-Windchill, who just won their first game of the day. But I heard that there may have been a controversial play. Let's talk about it.
Ooh. Yeah. So I wasn't really a part of that foul. Who was it on? All right. So
yeah, we'll let James talk about it.
Hi. It wasn't that controversial. It happened early on. It was just I don't know who threw it on Frisbees, but they threw up one deep heading towards the back of the facility, and we both went up for it. He called a foul. We don't play like that back home, but we're not here to make enemies, so we let him have it, and it worked out in the end. So,
but yeah, let's just do some team introductions. Who we got here? I mean, I know you, but
this is Ethan Small, the team captain of Chat-Windchill. Though my teammates don't exactly think I'm the greatest team captain. That's fair though. You know, a little inexperienced, a little stupid, a little silly. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then.
All right, Levi Woodward. I'm from near Atlanta, Georgia, with James. He's down the street from me. Excited to come out. Just here for the weekend, though. So, James.
I'm James, down the street from Levi, also from Georgia, and also excited to be here. It's been a long time coming, so glad to finally have made it up.
Luke Paradis. I'm from Winthrop, town over from Ethan. I'm here to support our deadbeat captain.
Well, actually, so I do want to get into the background of how Georgia Boys got here. So tell us, like, how'd you hear about this? What brought you guys here?
Well, I could tell you my perspective.
I want to hear from them, but I would like to okay, let's hear from Ethan first.
So my perspective was we had a bunch of teammates move out, leave to different teams and stuff. So I had some guy spots open, and I just let it be known to some people in Mass, let it be known to some people just in other places, see if I could get some guy players. And just like one day, I get this text from this guy saying he's James, and it's like almost essentially a paragraph essay begging to play on my team. He's like, I would love nothing more than to play for you. And well, I like that he was sucking up to me, and I let him play for me. So yeah, that's my perspective.
So you didn't even know who this guy was?
No, it was an extremely risky move. I just went with it. Ben Roberts, I kind of talked to him about it, and his first thought was that I was completely insane for letting them on my team, which I am. So yeah, that's.
We all were saying that.
Oh yeah.
We're like, we hope it works out for you.
It did.
You know what? Honestly, high risk, high reward.
Yeah, it was nice. No, honestly, I'd do it again. 100%.
Yeah, from you guys, tell me how it's all came about.
Well, originally, I didn't really feel like coming because I got kind of invited to a team like 2 years ago, but I didn't feel like traveling up here. And then James was all excited to come up, so he snuck his way into a team. You can talk about
that. I heard about this like October of last year. There was a sister back home in North Georgia who played in it back in 2018, Suki Kinzer, and she was on one of the teams that won. And she told me about it last year because we play a lot of Frisbee back home. Prior to that, I didn't know witnesses outside of Georgia even played Frisbee. Like, I had never heard of Ultimate Frisbee. Yeah, like I never heard of it anywhere else except for our little group in Georgia. So she told me about it, and so I followed the Instagram account, the main Ultimate Frisbee Classic, trying to get a spot. And Ben would not accept my follow request. He would not accept it. So like I requested it for probably 6 months, and it kept getting declined. And so I finally texted Suki about it, and she put me in touch with Taylor Edwards off of Wicked High Mileage. And so the way I heard it, he messaged Ben about me, and then Ben finally accepted my request. And then so I messaged Ben on the account and asked if like there was this, because originally we wanted to bring a team. So I asked if there was a spot for a team. He said there wasn't, and I asked if any teams had spots, and he's like, I don't really think so, but I'll see. Never heard back from him really. So this is mad stalkerish, but I started going through y'all's interviews last year with players.
I love this.
And I found I was like finding the odd names that I knew I could find on Instagram.
Yeah.
And so I was DMing just random players under the account, asking if they had spots on their teams. And so I got in touch with.
Honestly, Kayla, do you know what I'm excited about? Our role in this.
Yeah, y'all made this possible. Without y'all, we would not be here. But yeah, so I got in touch with Gaetano off of No Discussion. Yeah. They just filled their roster, but he was one of the ones that had heard that Chat-Windchill was looking for players. He put me in touch with Ethan, and now we're here.
Now
the rest is history.
The rest is history.
That is how you get involved in this tournament, because it has become an event that's fully booked up. Like, we literally don't have room for other teams. So if you're involved, you need to just insert yourself. Yeah. And find a way.
But there had to have been a challenge being in not just a different state, but like a different part of the country, really. I mean,
and not knowing any of your teammates.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different aspect. Kind of back home, I know my role in place when it comes to Frisbee, and so I'm used to it. I know all the players and everything, so comfortable with it. Coming up here, definitely outside of the element, didn't know anybody, but have made quick friends with the team. No discussion, guys. A couple of them actually came down about a month ago to play in a tournament of ours back home. For the record, they lost poorly. Just throwing that out there for a second. Still have not put us down yet. Prior to what they might say, but so knew them. I got to hang out with Bradley and Julian and all of them for this past week. Have had a great time. Met a couple guys off of Land Sharks and whatnot, so it's been a good time. And then Levi knows some of the guys off of High Flyers, so
Yeah, no.
All right. Here's the thing, though. You know a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know there was 2 Portlands?
Oh my god! I knew this was gonna come up at some point. Okay.
What do you want me to do?
I knew. Okay, so I knew there were 2 Portlands. I wasn't thinking about it too hard. So I fly standby, right? So I just had to look up the airport code. I didn't I wasn't thinking too much about it because it's a free flight anyway. So I got on. Well, I booked a flight. The time looked right because of the time zone difference. So I got there, screen wasn't working, and they're like, "Yeah, there's a flight to Portland." So I got on the flight. As the pilot is telling the information, he's like, "Yeah, Portland, Oregon is like 5-hour flight." And I'm like, "That's weird." So I'm talking to a lady next to me, and
that's weird.
yeah. So I talked to the lady next to me. She was terrified for me. I was like, so I had to go. There were no direct flights from Portland, Oregon to Portland, Maine. So I had to fly back to Atlanta, another 5 hours almost, and then fly to Portland. And I got here at like midnight.
Wow.
That was for the prelims. This time I made it here.
So, question though.
What?
When you get on the plane,
Mm-hmm.
you say, "All right, we're getting ready to take off to Portland, Oregon."
Mm-hmm.
Stayed on the plane.
Well, they were already like going down the runway.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I can't have them turn around. No.
So you're just like, "I'm along for the ride."
Yeah, I mean, I watched a couple movies. It's pretty good.
You do anything cool in Oregon?
No,
How's
I
the airport down there?
I didn't see very much of it. I got off and then got back on like 20 minutes later and then left. So.
It's honestly the way you explain it. It's an easy mistake.
Yeah.
Up until now,
Yeah, no, everybody thought I spent like $1,000 on a flight to Oregon and then back. It wasn't that bad. It was just a long day.
Let's go. Hey, again, it's a determination. Like,
Yeah.
you're committed. Like, this
is commitment.
Cool. I do have a couple questions though about back home, like Georgia and stuff. So, what kind of like differences have you noticed? It could be good or bad, but with the tournaments you put back home and here.
Yeah, there's some big difference between the players back home and here.
and
Play style, yeah. Honestly, the overall like throwing skill here is a lot better. A lot of the throwers back home aren't as good as here, but we have a lot more athletes. Like they play a bunch of other sports. Frisbee is in their main sport, but we're pretty good in the end zone, so we chuck it deep and have a lot of fun doing that. But when we came down and we played our first game against Swarm like 2 weeks ago, we had never played with the team, so communication was off. We were like played terribly as a team. So they went 6-0 on us at first, but then we got 7 back. So it was 7-6. Then we sold at the end, but after that we kind of got it back together. And then like from 2 weeks ago to now, we've communicated with them, showed them clips, and we figured out how to play now. So good as a team. So we got it. Yeah, we're pretty confident.
That's what it takes, is, like, having that experience of playing against these teams and like.
Yeah, me and James, we had to figure out a way to fit into the team because they were already like established. So, we're pretty good together, but we had to figure out how to do it with them. Mm-hmm.
So, what's your next matchup? How are you feeling?
You don't know yet. No, Land Sharks is playing Wicked High Mileage.
Oh, then it should be Swarm.
I think it's Swarm. So we have the.
U4 is going to be a tough opponent.
Yeah.
I want Swarm.
Yeah, the rematch on Swarm.
I want Swarm.
And why?
To get back at them. You heard what they did to us.
Yeah.
I want you, Ben Roberts. Was it like?
Phrasing.
I've been watching this dude on a screen for over a year now. He's like
a celebrity.
He's like my celebrity crush.
You got to get him back.
And so I want to beat Ben Roberts. That'll be like my life will be complete.
Get him back for all 6 months of ignoring you.
Yeah.
This guy is talking about Ben Roberts. When we went out on service, he was talking about Ben Roberts, and then like he's telling me about how he's shaking when he's in his presence. When he's around Ben, he's like literally shaking nervous. So
I've heard that a lot of people feel that.
it's a really weird dynamic.
I've heard a lot of people feel that.
He's like, you come up and meet him, you wouldn't think that he runs the largest witness Frisbee tournament in the entire country.
Yeah.
Like, that's just mind-boggling. That's like the fattest goal ever.
Yeah.
Love it. So awesome. So awesome.
I'm his sister, so you know. So. You can't do this.
Facts. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here to play them. So
Hey,
both of y'all.
our job is done. Like
I know, we've done it.
We've contributed.
Yeah.
That's huge.
You made it a countrywide phenom.
That's awesome. Well, I really hope you guys come back next year in some capacity. Who knows? I mean, again, it's like it gets better every year, especially because you'll start to know the teams. Know the players.
Jonathan, you're coming with us next time. We're gonna get you a new foot, bro.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Have fun today.
Thank you. Y'all too.
Yeah.